Hey, what's going on guys, Zev here, and welcome to today's video. So if you've been on Twitter for at least an hour this past week, you've probably seen that there has been a massive epidemic of potential global censorship. The Australian group Collective Shout successfully removed content off of Steam that they felt promoted violence against women or other icky topics. The UK recently passed a bill that blocked various NSFW sites from their region. While this was initially under the guise of protecting children, this seemingly simple bill also had people suspended from their Discord due to lack of age verification, and various content on Twitter is no longer accessible to those who reside in the UK. Even Spotify is getting hit. If that wasn't enough, now the EU and even the US have mentioned following the footsteps of their fellow Brits, and may implement a very similar age verification for American internet users. From almost all sides of the spectrum, these have been met with overwhelming negativity. People all over are stating how this could very easily lead to the government collecting our data, invading our privacy, censoring different forms of entertainment, and is all around just a very unnecessary step in quote-unquote protecting minors, if that's even their true purpose here. As the majority of people have stated, promoting more efficient parenting methods should be the true priority instead of punishing those who aren't even involved. Personally, I've been on the fence about speaking on this topic, and as much as I would like to share my concerns just like everyone else, there's a particular new threat to viewership that I feel more confident speaking on. Big shout out to my boy Yugi for bringing this to my attention. So apparently good old YouTube has brought up the possibility of updating their AI feature that will determine the age of its individual users. If the system itself is unsuccessful in verifying that the user is the responsible age to explore the platform, which is now apparently 18 years of age, they will require credit card or official identification in order to properly verify. So for a little more info, we're going to be taking a look at Dextero's coverage on this issue. I know they aren't 100% reliable because I've seen YouTube themselves actually debunk them in their own replies, but as of the release of this video, this is what we're going to go off of, and any misinformation will be eventually corrected. YouTube's age estimation system is coming to the United States, and even if you're well over 18, you might soon have to show Google your ID to prove it. Starting August 13th, YouTube will roll out its age estimation model to the US to determine if a user is under 18, regardless of the birth date tied to their Google account. Excuse me, Chief? You wanna swing that by me again? Your hyper-intelligent supercomputer is going to assume how old I am. May I ask exactly how you plan to pull that off? The model uses AI in a range of signals, including YouTube activity and account age, to guess a user's actual age. It will also base its decision off of the types of videos a user is searching for and the categories of videos they have watched. Bro, are you telling me that age is now a construct of entertainment consumption? Well, you should know that I have watched hundreds of hours of Friendship is Magic that's fully available on the base YouTube page and not limited to YouTube Kids. Does all this pony nonsense mean my physical age aligns with the intended demographic set by Hasbro's overlords? Did what I just said sound fucking insane? Hey, they said it first, I just stretched it out. If this is already the primary method to the madness, we're not off to a good start here. There's so much room for error when you follow a system so loosely based on what content your various users are consuming. This isn't at all reliable and would cause far more inconvenience for your consumers. If it decides you're a teen, YouTube will automatically apply content restrictions and digital well-being tools, limit personalized ads, and reduce exposure to problematic content. If you're going this far to add so many layers of protection for your supposedly vulnerable users, and you apparently have an AI that's smart enough to determine how old someone is, wouldn't that mean at the very least you could attempt to filter out content to match the supposed age of the user? Why not give creators the option to add a rating system to their videos other than selecting if it's made for kids? Because apparently everyone younger than 18 is automatically a literal developing child. Now I understand that this isn't the most fair expectation, because after all, kids can lie about their ages, meaning that they can see age-restricted videos, which from what I've seen make up an incredibly low percentage of content. And even then, it's not even that harmful. It's like watching Family Guy or some shit. The video just might have a little bit more swearing or have grotesque imagery that you'd see in a horror flick. Okay, the point of all this is, please do not limit creators and burden your consumers because parents suck at keeping tabs on their kids. The Google-owned platform acknowledges that it could get estimations wrong, or at least acknowledges that users may believe they got it wrong. You'll have the option to verify your age through government ID, selfie, or a credit card card if you believe our age estimation model is incorrect. Okay, here's the thing. As a monetized creator, I had to give YouTube a copy of my ID and my bank information. YouTube, to my knowledge, is very secure with its users' finances, and so far I've had no issues in the past few months I've been monetized. I, as a creator, put my trust in a reputable business prospect. That was my choice as an entrepreneur. But a common user, the people watching me, should not have to give a company their private information just to watch something for free. Now, realistically speaking, who under the age of 18 has a credit card? Minors are generally not allowed access to credit cards on average. While of course it does depend on the bank, it doesn't seem to be a practice that's encouraged. Why would you build the standard of who can view your website off of something that on paper isn't even allowed? That doesn't make sense from any business perspective. Last thing I want to say for this part, no matter how trusting the company may be, who wants to legitimately send a picture of their faces and personal information to a near faceless corporate entity? Why would this exact same corporate entity directly ask for the private information of minors? And given how hacking is unfortunately very much possible in this site, why would users risk that information? YouTube has used this model in other countries for some time, adding that the rollout in the US will be gradual. But the move could spark privacy concerns, especially since getting flagged could require adults to send personal documents to Google just to access certain content. Some users have protested by spoofing verification systems, including using high-quality renders of Norman Reedus' character in Death Stranding to trick facial recognition. As YouTube doubles down on youth safety, creators and viewers alike are bracing for tighter content controls and more awkward ID uploads. Imagine having Sam Porter Bridges be the most common username for YouTube in 2025. I want all of this to be a huge reminder that any longtime YouTube user will directly tell you that the worst parts of this platform were directly caused by YouTube's corporates trying to hyper-protect kids from the supposed dangers of this platform. The dangers being parents getting upset that their kid watched PewDiePie say the N-word that one time. Wow, such a damaging experience for our sensitive youth. Here's the bottom line. YouTube, please don't make any severe changes that would greatly hurt the experience of your users and promote very questionable practices to uphold your unreasonable policies. I honestly think that YouTube is the best it's been since the 2017 adpocalypse. Your communication is well above average and various content is still fully eligible for monetization. While it's certainly not perfect and on the surface the standards of profiting off videos may seem unfair, it's still very possible and very fulfilling work. Please don't make things any worse for yourself all because parents are letting iPhones raise their kids. It's not fair to consumers and it's absolutely not fair to content creators. Now, Yugi brought up a very good point that I think we should keep in mind, and that's that this is not the first time that YouTube has had some level of change come to the platform that may end up threatening creators or the audience, and the platform continue to prosper and sometimes even benefit from the outcome. Now, this isn't to say that this means nothing will change should this be implemented. There is a very high level of risk when you make these kinds of invasive changes, and given the reasons I listed as to why this may bring harm to the users of this platform, I will unfortunately be stepping away from making content until it's been confirmed that there is no harm being brought to the audience. I know this situation may not particularly affect me, but this will turn YouTube into a platform that I will no longer be able to support. It really sucks that it would have to come to that, but I wouldn't want to express concern on a certain issue without doing something to fight against it. And I feel that combating its online traffic is the best I can do to protest as a creator. Let it be known that this is only if this change is shown to consistently harm its users. Once these updates roll in, I'll still be uploading. So for now, we'll just have to see what happens. It seems like these updates will be tested on very select users. Something like this would take time to fully implement. Let's just hope it doesn't come to that. So with all that being said, that's gonna do it for today. I really hope YouTube takes the advice from its users this time. This time it's more important than it's ever been. If y'all enjoyed, feel free to like and sub. Stay safe, stay sane. Kids, please don't give your ID to strangers on the internet. Goodbye.